Hey, good people. How's everyone doing? I'm just going to try to get right to it, right? Going to try to get in and get out and be done with it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I am Chris, right? Chris Bridges here, just trying to share some of my experience, my little knowledge. I'm not a fiduciary. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a little guy here sharing my tips, my thoughts, my input on the game of investing, right? My personal journey of the game of investing, my individual viewpoint and my own understanding. Anyway, let's get to it. A couple of things I want to talk about on today. One is, excuse me, one is how to identify, when you are making a purchase of crypto and or stock, right? You want to be able to identify if you're buying it at a good price. How do you do that? Well, to know whether or not you're buying it low or buying it high, name of the game in investing is what? I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of it at some point in life. You want to buy low, you want to sell high. Some people think it's just a song. It's just a few words that mean absolutely nothing. Well, let's take for thought. I want me a pair of Jordans, right? Let's say I want me a pair of Jordans, and let's say I want to go with a certain outfit. The outfit may be black, blue, whatever your thing is, right? Your color is, right? So let's say it's a blue outfit, and let's say it's like royal blue, and they have them like blue velvet type Jordans, right? My grandson has some, got the blue, he got the burgundy, he has a mad collection of Jordans. But then again, he's a little man. He's 6 years old, and my daughter said his shoes don't cost that much. So anyway, he has a very fresh selection of Jordans. So anyway, here we go. So we were saying blue. So let's say you look them up, you Google them, and for the local stores in your area, let's say, what is it, Champs, Foot Locker, Dick's, they all show up showing the shoes. One person got them $209, another store has it $181, another store has it $149. So you go in and you see who has your size in stock, and you say, I want to go with the $149 if they have it in stock. But let's say you're headed to whatever store has them on sale, and let's say your significant other, your companion, calls and asks you, can you drop by the mall to pick them up so-and-so? So you say, okay, honey, no problem. You pull into the mall, and as you go into the store to pick up the item that they ask you to pick up, you see one of the let's say you see Foot Locker, and so you run into Foot Locker, and you see they have a clearance area section over here in the Jordan. So you go look, voila, they have your blue velvet Jordans in your size on clearance for $89. One had it $209, one had it $189, one had it $149. All of a sudden, you find this price that's not even advertised online, but you see it in the store for $89, and you take advantage of it. So if that was the same with a stock you're watching, let's say you're watching Google, Amazon, you want Google and Amazon, you see that 309, but you're gonna wait. You wait till it dropped to 209, and you buy a share. And then you see it drop to 189, you buy half a share. You see it drop to 149, you get the other half of the share. And you're pretty happy of yourself, because you've lowered your average cost. Each time you bought it lower. So your average cost is not going to be that initial price of 209. It's going to be somewhere in between the three, probably around maybe 170-ish, right? But then you go in there one day and it's in the red. You hear on the news the market's crashing, and all of a sudden Google's in the red and you see it for $89. Well, if I were you, that's like a clearance sale, right? And if you know that the company is still in good standing, or if you're when in doubt, go to Brother Google, type in it and see what's the state of Google at the time, or Amazon, whatever stock I said, and you see that the business model is still the same. So something in the world, or the news, or the financial world, or the economy is causing it to crash. So if you could afford to buy one whole share at 209, you probably can pick up two whole shares at $89, which is going to lower your average cost even lower. That is the name of the game. When you can buy low, sell high. So if you can buy it at 89 and it runs up to 209, voila, you've made some nice profit. Now, if you bought it at 149, it runs up to 209, you made some nice profit. But nothing beats the profit of buying it low at $89. Wow. Said that was a mouthful. I'm 5 minutes in. So where was I going with that? If you go and Google stock or crypto stats, so let's say I went and I Googled Google's 52-week stats, right? Statistics, right? I Googled Google's 52-week stats, and here's what came up. AI overview, and it reads, Google Alphabet 52-week stats on September 14, 2025 shows a 52-week high of approximately $242 at a 52-week low of around 142.66. So if you bought it low at 142 and you ran it up to 242, what's that? Right at $100 profit, right? That's the name of the game. But if you buy it at 242, and that's pretty much the highest it's been in the last year, once you hit the ceiling, where are you going from there? 9 times out of 10, the only place you're going is down. Yes, there's a possibility that the stock or the crypto can hit new highs, right? But 9 times out of 10, it's going down from the top. So you want to Google things, or you want to check it one way or another, right? Another thing, I love Robinhood, right? Some people talk good things about Robinhood. Some people talk bad things about Robinhood. If you're new at the game of investing, I think personally, I've said it oodles of time, and I'm never going to stop saying it. I think, back in the day, you buy the books or the mag or the articles, whatever. Like they had AOL for dummies, right? Not calling anybody a dummy. They were just saying they simplified how to do AOL, and they had books for dummies on almost everything because they were simplifying everything to make it easier for the average man. I think that's what Robinhood is like, investing for dummies. If you've never done it before, it's super easy. It's super user friendly. You can always Google how to do a transaction and you'll be just fine, right? So what I love about Robinhood, you go to Robinhood, let's see, you go to Robinhood, you can click on any stock and or crypto. The stats on crypto is not quite the same as the stats on stock, but it's still pretty good. It's still going to show you a high. It's going to show you a low, and you can decide when you're buying it if it's a good time to buy it, right? Now, some things, when it's really hot, it's going to continue to hit new all-time highs. So, you can take your risk, but the risk is on you. You are the captain of your own portfolio. You are the captain of your own army of dollars. It's up to you to choose what you're going to buy, what you're going to sell. Some of my mentors love to say, any stock and or crypto you buy, you should have a entry and an exit point on anything that you're doing, right? If you don't know what that means, you might need to Google that. But an entry point is at what cost are you going to buy it at. Exit point would be what dollar price point you choose to start selling that stock or that crypto, right? Even if it's a long-term hold. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. I'm in the business of growing my financial wealth, right? I'm not married to any stock, any crypto. I am in the business of growing my financial wealth, but of course I have long-term holds. I have some things I want to hold forever or until I retire, whatever the case may be. I might decide to hold it and pass it down to my kids or my grandkids. Again, we're the captain of our own portfolio. I can do with it as I please. But what I do, and this is just a additional nugget, don't have it in my notes. I've said it before. Whatever stock and or crypto I get into, I always have an idea of my entry and an idea of my exit, and I have an ABCD plan. I sell a portion at my A price point, a portion at my B price point, a portion at my C price point, and my D price point be to hold it to however long I choose to hold on to the balance. Now, in order for that plan to work for me, when I get into something, I have an idea in my own head of what size position I want. I learned my sizing of my position by being in the game for the 5 years that I've been in. I learned that the 10 shares of something to me is not necessarily a great accomplishment, right? Then I've also learned depends on the dollar cost of that stock or crypto. But if, man, I'm too long-winded. When I first got in, I bought stock at 17 cents, right? I was just getting in, didn't have a lot of money. I wanted to, whatever. So I found me an energy company at 17 cents, right? And I put $20 a day in it for 3 days in a row. Had 5 stocks I bought a day, but I was investing 100 at a time, right? So I had 5, all of it was 17 cents. Did it for 3 days in a row, moved on to something else, right? My point being, it was 17 cents. $20 a day at 17 cents. If you do the math, it was somewhere like 107, 111, something like that, shares, right? So after 3 days, I had like 330 something shares, 337, 39, 41, whatever the case may be. I thought, hey, I'm patting myself on the back. I ain't never had stock before outside of my 401k. I was impressed. I moved on to something else. 3 weeks later, right, that stock went from 17 cents to $2.01. That was like somewhere about a $550 profit on top of my $60 initial investment. First thing came to my mind, that's insanity. I didn't know it worked that well. I didn't know it worked that good. I didn't know it worked that fast. But the insanity part is, why in the world did I stop at a measly $60? If I was only doing $20 a day, I should have did it 5 days and had $100 in the position, and I would have had way more profit off of the overall position. That taught me about sizing and value of a stock. So I had other stock I bought at like $50 or $100, and I built it to 5. And I've had nice return, but that just taught me you need to have a goal in mind for each price point that you buy these things, what size you want. Now I finally graduated to I like between 100 shares of something to 1,000 shares of something based on certain ranges of what I'm buying in a position, right? However long it take me to achieve those sizes, those are the sizes I like to acquire because I like returns. I like gains of what 100 positions or 1,000 positions net me. I'm in the business of growing my wealth, and I mean business, right? So, so when you have 100 shares of something or 1,000 shares of something, it's easy to have that A price point exit, that B price point exit, that C price point exit, and hold on to the remaining amount to whenever, whether you hold on to it long term or you hold it on to it, whatever. That's a free nugget for whoever that, if it don't make sense to you, watch it again later, right? Keep on watching it till it makes sense, or put it in your memory bank, and as you learn and grow in this game, one day it will make sense. Next point I wanted to make, don't just listen to one person on YouTube, right? You need to listen to a group of different people. Why? Not everybody learns the same. Not everybody expresses themselves the same. Some people probably don't like the tone of my voice, or don't like the speed at which I talk, or don't like how long I take to make a point. So be it. It's a free country. Do what's best for you. But what I am saying is not everybody presents information the same, right? So with that being said, you might hear one thing from me. you might hear a different viewpoint from one of my mentors, the guy I love, Larry Jones, Stock Up with Larry, right? Larry might say something and it might click in your mind to help you make even greater gains. Or Stocks with Josh may say something that click with you and help you make greater gains. Or Keaton Grace may say something and help you make greater gains. Or Stock Mode may say something that challenge the way you think, causes you to make some adjustments in how you're playing the game of investing, and it may help you make greater gains, right? So you need to listen to different viewpoints and figure out which one worked best for you. Then you need to continually not just follow one person, right? You need to follow multiple people, so you can hear different viewpoints, so it can challenge the way you think, so it can increase your financial knowledge. Trust me, as your financial knowledge grows, so does your overall portfolio, right? Another thing, let's see, another thing I wanted to add. When you're DCAing, excuse me, it's not as important whether you're buying it low or you're buying it high. If you're DCAing and you're only buying fractional shares, you should always just keep on following through with your DCA dollar cost average, whether you're doing it weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You should just continue to do it. But when you see it red or deep red, that should be a day where you should be trying to double up your DCA, right? Food for thought, just my opinion, right? I'm just sharing, right? Yeah, so you know, take advantage of the dips, right? I think there was something else I wanted to share, but I am 16 minutes in, and I don't want to talk your head off, and I don't want to run you off my channel, because my close friends continually tell me I talk too long, make the videos shorter, have A part, break it up, and have a B part. I wish to do that, folks, but here's my thought on that. I would hate to get you into something. You watch the A part, you don't get around to the B part, and you lose money. Hey, we all work hard for our money. We want it to grow, so I got to get the point across, get the lesson across, so you can get some kind of nugget, take it, employ it in your portfolio. All right, that's where I was going, my last point. I saw a video come up on my page, on my wall, on YouTube, I think yesterday or the day before. It made me laugh. And they were talking about Chris saying, I didn't get around to watching it. I wanted to save it and maybe watch it later just as a giggle, but I didn't get around to it. Anyway, the guy was saying, Chris saying 100,000 year challenge is bogus. It's a fraud. I had to pause there. Not in my thoughts. I just had to pause because it was about to make me laugh. Look at good people. Let me share something with you. Follow. How do I get this point across? When a person says something, an influencer say something, and then someone else come back and give you their thoughts on that influencer, you got to follow that, listen to that influencer for yourself, fact check what they're saying for yourself, and then figure out who you think was telling the truth, who you think was transparent, the influencer or the naysayer. Not saying all naysayers are wrong, not saying all influencers are right. I'm just saying check the information for yourself, fact check it after you listen to it, and then make up your mind. Reason why I'm saying that, Chris Sane has proven to be an outstanding guy for me over 3+ years. Has helped me gain a lot of knowledge, has helped me grow my financial wealth. The same I can say for Larry Jones. 5+ years, been helping me grow my financial knowledge, been helping me greatly advance my financial knowledge. I can say that for Jasper Racine, I can say that for Stocks with Josh, I can say that for Keaton Grace, Smart Money Bro, Wall Street Trapper, and the list goes on and on and on. Here's what I'm trying to say. When one of these influencers give you a challenge, one, they let you know it's a challenge, and then they bring up the stock, right? They show you the ticker name and the whole stock, and then they show you some charts, and then they give you a window of an entry point. It's usually anywhere from $2 to $5, maybe $2 to $10, but they usually give you an entry point window, right? You need to jot that down, or you need to save the video and go back to it for reference, right? Then they're going to give you an exit plan, right? Whether it be an option play or just a straight share play or a straight stock crypto play. They're going to give you an entry point. They're going to give you an exit point. And it's up to you whether or not you do these things. It's up to you whether you make notes. If you don't make notes and all you take is the name of the stock or the name of the crypto, and it's not a long-term hold, and you get in it at the top because you didn't pay attention to what the entry window was, and you just get super excited, and then you end up losing money within 24 hours, 48 hours, a week, 2 weeks, and you want to blame it on the influencer. It's not the influencer's fault. If they gave you an entry window of price point to get in, an exit window of price point to get out, you buy it at the top of that entry window, you got to choose what point of that exit window are you going to exit to position, right? Or what point you're going to at least take out when it runs up. What point are you going to at least take out what you put in, a little bit of profit, leave the rest in? The rest will be considered house money. Why is it house money? Because it's none of your money. You've already taken out your initial investment. You took out some of the profits, and you let the house money see what it's going to do. It may take another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a year, 2 years for it to run and double what you made. But it didn't matter if it's all house money. You got to listen to what a person is saying. You got to jot down, take some notes, and then you got to trial and error, right? All right, people. I've been at this longer than I thought I was going to be. Hopefully I've said something to help you. Hopefully I didn't talk your head off. Hopefully I didn't waste your time. I am in the game of helping you grow your financial knowledge. My aim is to help you grow your financial wealth. Don't lose sight of the big picture. If you're growing your financial wealth and you end up making financial wealth money, you end up making life-changing money, it's not life-changing money until you sell a portion of your position, take some profit, and change your life. Just food for thought, good people. Wish you guys the best closeout of your weekend. You guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.